కానీ ఎప్పుడు
Yeah. Hello everyone. So I am Dharmender Bochu. Today we are going to give the project presentation. Here we are excited to present our analysis on Gordie Howe International Bridge Project. I Dharmender Bochu along with my team members. We are along with my team members Mr. Balaswamy, Sai Vardhan and Vishwardhan Venkateshiva. In this presentation, our goal is to provide with you a detailed breakdown of this landmark project, focusing on its management, execution, key risks, and overall impact on international trade and transportation. Let's begin with an overview to understand the project foundation and multipurpose. While coming to the project overview, the Gordie Howe International Bridge is an international gate and socio-structural project that marries Windsor, which is located in Ontario, Canada, and Detroit, which is located in Michigan, United States. Its primary goal is to aim at the stimulation of business and tourist traffic between the two states. The bridge is among the longest cable stayed bridges in North America, and it means a big investment in South Tennessee as an area for economic development. The project is carried out by the Windsor Detroit Bridge Authority. Its goal is to increase the effectiveness of the cross-border operations. And the next slide, I am going to explain project scope. In this project scope, it measures 2.5 kilometers in length and has Canadian and US port of entry on the international frontier. The project also entails the development of an interchange with the I-75 highway in Michigan. Furthermore, the bridge also includes the walking and cycling facilities reserved for the people, making it a multi-purpose bridge. Environmental tests were made to show how the project will improve the state's status of infrastructure and at the same time the boost cross-border transport and business. And the next slide is going to be explained by my teammate.
Yeah, thank you, Dharmender. I will continue from now onwards. Myself, Venkat, and coming to the topic, project initiation and planning. Originally constructed as public-private partnership or P3 model project, the Gordie Howe Bridge project featured a clear project charter. This charter defined the objectives, project boundaries, and interested parties from the project initiation phase. In some segments, Canadians or US rules and regulations on environmental impact of venture were followed since feasibility tests and environmental scans were done exactly. A good corporate governance structure was put into place and Windsor Detroit Bridge Authority was formed. It was important for stakeholders to be on same page during phase of process. On next slide, project execution. And this is clear indication that execution required ASIN and TICO staff through the CFLC contractors and ERAF and American contractors, and there was a meticulous adherence to time schedule and A&D timelines. Modern construction technologies were applied in the process to enhance efficiency and apply sustainable methods in construction. These risks are kept under check and new issues and raises are addressed by the preparation of appropriate mitigation measures. Stakeholders were engaged, meaning that every person was updated all time. This reducing environmental degradation at the same time. And thank you. Next slide will continue my teammate.
Thank you, Pawan. From here onwards, I'm going to take this. The sixth slide is about the project monitoring and controlling. So, monitoring and controlling were very critical because they ensured that the project was on the right track and maintaining a strong focus on comparing the actual performance against the baseline. Already in progress was the identification of control risk, and that the focus was on quality control and also assessment was done on critical resources, and to prevent the excess of budgets and the reporting made them open to the WDBA. and the other interested parties. And if the goal was staying, of course, the necessary tweaks were made to bring it back on track. And also, the next slide goes for the key project components. Like when it comes to the construction of the Gordie Howe Bridge, the following part is extensive, and the bridge has 6 lanes with an overall length of about 1.5 mile, and its main cable stayed span measures like 0.53 miles, and making it the longest in North America. And this station rank as a US port of entry and spans a ground area of about 68 acres, and involves the inspection of commercial and passenger vehicles. In Michigan, a new road bridge includes 4 new road bridges, while pedestrian bridges include 5 new pedestrian bridges and traffic intersection, and widened to accommodate the increased traffic, and a considerable improvement in constructive result from the rearrangement of the I-75 interchange, and as well especially for the purpose of improving trade. From here onwards, my teammate gonna take the next slide. Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Balaswamy. Now I'm going to discuss about key stakeholders. Significant key stakeholders were involved in this project. However, they were critical. The principal responsible for the sponsorship of the project was the Windsor-Detroit Bridge Authority. While the Canadian and the American federal governments offered the role of a regulator, Windsor and Detroit local governments were also interested stakeholders since it affected the people in two cities. Constructors and operators, all partners, were involved in the construction. Suppliers were involved in both construction and operation, and local community independents were involved. However, communities were consulted to avoid affecting them greatly. The environmental groups ensured that the specifications of framework complied with the stipulated legal regulations for sustainability. Project cost management. The project was estimated to cost 4.4 billion CAD at the start. This was a big expenditure on both parts. Actual expenses were carefully monitored and controlled to prevent costs from exceeding the budgeted amounts provided. Contingency was provided for the cover other incidental expenses. The Canadian officials made sure that the project's finances were also controlled by the Windsor-Detroit Bridge Authority and government auditors. Much of the costs of this project were divided between Canada and the United States as cost-sharing arrangements. While further conventional cost-benefit analysis was conducted concurrently with evaluation of cost-sharing arrangements to improve the life cycle of the project. Next, the resources will be discussed with one of our teammates.
Thank you, Balaswamy. Now I'm going to explain about resources. And there are very many resources used in this project. There was sufficient labor input, both Canada and US, but specialized engineer and project managers. The project, the construction was done using modern technology and materials. Construction engineering and construction equipments were employed. Funds were raised with help of public and private sectors. And the tracking tools were technology. These also included resources and purchasing more local business and suppliers, which benefits both local economy and needs of the project. Next slide, I'm going to explain about project success assessment. According to this project, management's success factory, the given Howe International Bridge project will be in the terms of project scope, time and cost, major milestones are accomplished, and its stakeholders seems to have been satisfied up to current substance. The bridge is expected to have a long-term position impact by improving the reaches and effects of transport across the border. Nevertheless, future evaluation will be necessary to define the borders concrete. Primary, the economy changes that authority assumes based on the present data. And next slide, it's going to be conclusion. Therefore, the Howe International Bridge Project can be considered one of the successful cross-border corporation of Canada and US. However, challenges have been overcome by functions of well-defined scope, time and cost frame project not only will facility and enhancement of trade of communication between the two countries, but it will also bring profits. With that, let us present the questions of the meeting where you can ask anything you need to. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.